the conclusion is that the investigating officer has shown the evidence he has against the accused persons. At this stage, the court has no duty to make any conclusive findings as to the weight of it. The strength of the prosecution case is a primary factor to guide the court in making its decision on bail. In this case, the evidence affecting the second and the third accused has been acknowledged by both of them. They each went further and made responses in their affidavits. It is therefore acknowledged that such evidence exists and cannot be brushed aside. As for the first...
8 years down the line of agony and pain for the family of Sharon Otieno, a student who was cold murdered by the former Governor Migori Okoth Obado, today is the D-Day for the judgment in the High Court of Kenya. Remember, Sharon Otieno was murdered in 2018 by his lover, that is the former Governor Migori Okoth Obado. Today is the D-Day for the Obado and Sharon Otieno's murder case reaches final chapter. High Court set to give grand ruling today. All eyes are today on the High Court as judges prepare to deliver the long-awaited ruling in murder case facing former Migori of Governor Okoth Obado and his co-accused. The case, which has gripped the country for years, revolves around the brutal killing of university student Sharon Otieno in 2018. Sharon's death shocked Kenyans and sparked nationwide debate about power, politics, and justice for women. Not only that, security has been tightened around the court ahead of the ruling, with journalists, lawyers, family members, and members of the public expected to follow every moment closely. Obado, who has consistently denied the judges, has been attending court alongside his former aides Michael Oyamo and Caspal Obiero for many years. Many years. Today is more than just a court ruling. It's a major test for the country's justice system in one of the Kenya's most emotional and politically sensitive murder. But Kenyans are asking the judges to grant Okoth Obado life sentence because of the murder, which he will never run away. Kenyans from all aspects on social media, Kenyans from diaspora are all asking judges to make sure that the case is heard and the ruling is that Okoth Obado to serve a life sentence for the murder judges. Let's wait and hear how it will go down. Kindly make sure you subscribe as we continue. Watch these videos from the High Court of Kenya.
The conclusion is that the investigating officer has shown the evidence he has against the accused persons. At this stage, the court has no duty to make any conclusive findings as to the weight of it. The strength of the prosecution case is a primary factor to guide the court in making its decision on bail. In this case, the evidence affecting the second and the third accused has been acknowledged by both of them. They each went further and made responses in their affidavits. It is therefore acknowledged that such evidence exists and cannot be brushed aside. As for the first accused, according to Mr. Ondari, the prosecution will be relying on circumstantial evidence. There has been reference made to the evidence in the investigating officer's affidavit. At this stage, that reference is based on conjecture, and I find it is dangerous to use it now as a ground to deny bail. That is the kind of evidence the court has to test cautiously at the trial. So I find that there are compelling reasons not to grant the second and the third accused bail at this stage. I find releasing them may send fear, anxiety to potential witnesses and therefore lead to intimidation, which may adversely affect the case. Now, the likelihood of these accused persons absconding cannot be underrated. I also find that their release is likely to disturb public order, peace, and therefore public security, especially bearing in mind the reaction of the public at the time of the arrest and also the investigations into this case. In conclusion, the court declines to grant the second and the accused person's bail. The first accused person is granted bail on the following terms. The first one, the first accused may be released upon deposit into a court of a cash bail in the sum of Kenya shillings 5 million. In addition, the first accused will provide 2 sureties of 5 million each. 3, the first accused must deposit all his travel documents, including his Kenyan, East African, and diplomatic passports, which he holds, if he has any. And then 4, the court will be at liberty to cancel his bail and bond and to remand the first accused in custody if any of the following conditions, which I hereby set as part of the terms upon which he is released,